It's on! Hey everybody, welcome to the June 13th episode of Disney Parks Talk Live, the weekly show in which we bring you live talk about Disney parks. My name is Doobie. I'm the co-founder of Laughing Place, the co-host of this show, along with my lovely and talented wife / wench, Rebecca. How you doing there, Becky?
Whoa!
I'm doing fine. I am on the road, and my friend Anita is letting me stay in her pirate room, so I'm in a great mood.
Yes, when she's been there before, and when she comes back, she's always a little more winch-like. It's kind of fun for a while. Way down there in the bottom left is Mike Celestino, our head of SoCal stuff, Muppet stuff, Simpsons stuff, Star Wars stuff, and other stuff. How you doing, Mike?
I am doing well. How are you?
I am okay. Been better. The man right down there in the cool-looking hat is our vice president in charge of canceling walk and talks to go to a movie. That would be Jeremiah Good. Hey, Jerm.
That movie was scheduled before the walk and talk when our CEO told me to get tickets to it. I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. Lightyear is an amazing film. All I got to say about that.
Okay. And the guy way over there whose face you don't normally recognize is our vice president in charge of taking one sip of alcohol only, Michael Mack. How you doing, Mac?
I'm great. Are you kidding? I'm on Disney Parks Talk Live. This is a dream come true.
Dream higher, please. Dream higher. If you haven't seen Mac before, he does Marvel Time here on this channel. He also does a nice series called Don't Tell Me. Mac Tries a Thing, which is a lot of fun. Mac takes a bite of something, gives you his reaction visually. That's pretty much it.
Really should have done the video.
Brilliant series.
I tried the deviled egg ice cream at Salt and Straw today.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I want to get out there and try some of those.
Don't make me puke.
I tried new ice cream today.
The smell, and then the taste isn't nearly as bad as the smell.
I tried a new ice cream today. It was brown butter bourbon pecan.
Now that sounds good.
Yes.
It was tasty.
The quadruple B. So we are, as I said, going to be talking about Disney Park news, but we have some breaking news as we begin. As you can see by the balloons in the background and the 5 screens and all these busy backgrounds behind us, we are debuting the Laughing Place online escape room today. So we invite everyone to come sign up at laughingplaceonlineescaperoom.xyz, and we're going to have
I won.
All right. So if you have any questions about anything we talk about today or anything related to Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, Dollywood, alcohol that can be found at theme parks, just put it in the chat. We'll do our best to accommodate. We have Mac on here. For our first topic we're going to talk about because he's the only one that's seen it. And then he's going to drop off because, he's got to make a living. So let's start with that first topic, which is what's it called, Mac?
Finding Nemo, the big blue ... beyond.
It's important as the Flash. So this debuts actually officially opened today. Lots of previews, including one that Max saw, but this officially opens at Animal Kingdom today, replacing Finding Nemo the musical. What can you tell us about it, Mr. Mack?
It's a lot of fun, and I mean, I will say, Jeremiah earmuffs real quick. I never saw the original, so this was a brand new experience for me. I know this is trimmed down. It used to be 40 minutes. It's now 25 minutes long, which I think is a much more digestible length for a theme park show. But it was great. I really, really enjoyed it.
So, Mac, I have a question. Did you get to talk to anybody about it? Because when we went to the event a few weeks ago, they had said that they cut one of the songs, but everything I'm reading, they didn't cut any of the songs. They just trimmed down the script a lot. I know you hadn't seen the original, but had you heard anything about that?
I have not. No, we literally just got in and saw the show. That was the duration of the event. So no interviews or anything like that.
When I saw it was cut from 25 to 40, I looked through our video and I kind of scanned it from 40 to 25. I kind of scanned it because I wanted to see, did they cut any of my favorite stuff? Because I adore this show. This is like my second favorite stage show Disney's ever done. And all my favorites were there. So, yeah, I'm not sure they cut anything. They did certainly, as Max said, trim down the script. They also kind of toned down some of the stuff, like Big Blue World. The opening song is there, but it's not quite as grand as it used to be. I didn't see the Nigel there. So some of the big stuff, but it's still the puppets, which I know we've known for a while. But when they announced a new show, I really thought that they would get rid of that puppetry system, because I've heard there were issues with it's just a tough thing for cast members to do, but it's still essentially the same show, it looks like, and I can't wait to see it in person and see if it holds up that high bar of being Doobie's second favorite show, which I know every show aspires to be. Yes, Jeremiah.
So Mac, since you'd never seen it before, how do you rank the shows of Walt Disney World now that you've seen that?
I would have to. I'd have to see it again, not mostly through the lens of my phone, but I think I slightly prefer Festival of Lion King right now.
No, you're wrong about that one, man.
I will say the addition of this screen that is now behind, like the backdrop of this entire show, it's really, really impressive. It adds a depth to the show that you forget that you're looking at a stage sometimes. It's really cool.
So at one point, does Nemo walk up and high five somebody on the screen? Thank you for catching that.
No, that does not happen.
It's really interesting that they thought it. When I think of Finding Nemo, that's not something that I ever thought would translate to the screen. So that's really a really daring concept they went with there. Someone going to read this out loud?
Gio says the banter of the sea life telling jokes halfway through was missing, but that was fine by me. Glad they trimmed it down a bit. By the way, props, Gio, for a tremendous reply to our tweet today. In fact, it was the subject of a discussion on the team Slack channel. I'll be sure and bring that up when we get to that topic later today. But I think you know what I'm talking about. So props to the joy you brought us today.
So Big Blue Beyond debuted today at Animal Kingdom. Plays 5 times a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year, as far as we know. It could close at any time. But so go check it out in the theater in the wild, which is air conditioned. So no excuse not to go see it. Next up, D23 Expo is coming. It is now just 3 months away. Pretty much exactly 3 months away. And so they've come out with some details of the panels. And the one we care about, we should care about 2 on this show because Mike's here. But the big one we care about in the show is the Disney Parks panel. So that's going to be on Sunday, closing out in terms of days, but opening the day, Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. And no details whatsoever of what's going to be there. In the past, they've really had some cool surprises, like being able to go see Fantasmic. I'm not saying they're going to do that this time. I'm just saying.
No. If I remember correctly, the president of Disneyland at that point was standing outside after they gave us all, go get in line. And as I walked by him, go, as God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. That was the look on his face, was like, I didn't think it would be this popular, because that line was wrapping around the entire floor and they were creating a queue. And that was probably the last time that will ever happen.
I mean, if it's that popular, if that's what makes people happy, make them happy. So presumably that'll be Josh tomorrow doing that. Did it say what's going to be him?
It'll probably be Josh. I think the only other announcement they said was Bob Chapek will be there for the Disney 100, the first panel on Friday. That is also the Disney Legends ceremony. So that's unique that they're combining those two. I know in the past it's been the welcome, but it's been more the legend ceremony. This sounds like it's here's what we're going to do for this next year.
Mike Celestino, you have not contributed yet here, so I have a question for you. Who from the Star Wars Lucasfilm universe do you believe deserves Disney legendhood?
Oh, that is a good question. I would think some of the ILM guys, they had this documentary coming out about Industrial Light and Magic. And those guys, legends in their own right. And, if we're considering Star Wars history to be part of Disney history now, I would think, and any of those guys that were around during the early days of Industrial Light and Magic should get one of those statues.
Hi, Jonathan. Thanks for joining us. Hey, I would usually do this behind the scenes, but I'll just ask you. Hey, Doobie, we said that Mac was only going to be here for a little bit. Does he have to go? I'm not trying to get rid of him. I just don't want him to feel like he's, stuck here and he can't leave. And
I didn't want
I totally forgot about that.
The conversation, but
yeah.
Mac, it's up to you, man. I'm only here for another 20 minutes, so okay.
Okay, yeah, no, whenever you need to go, Mac, you just take off. So
there he goes.
So I want to jump on Mike's thing. They all deserve to be legends. I don't think that they will give them the legends because the legend ceremony always seems to be like right now just the big ones. If I had to guess, I'm guessing we're going to see possibly Ewan McGregor. Jeremy Bullock could get that. They may be going the Disney Plus route and Book of Boba, Mando, that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna be like Mike Celestino and set up a little toy on the bottom right corner of my screen.
No, they didn't. Well, this isn't a D23 show, so never mind. I'm not going there. Okay, let's get over to Disneyland, where today they've given us some more details about some of the Halloween events coming up later this year at the Disneyland Resort, including the Oogie Boogie Bash, Cars Land Halloween, Haunted Mansion Holiday returning, Plaza de la Familia at DCA, Dia de los Muertos display at Frontierland. So much going on. Tickets go on sale. 23 nights of Oogie Boogie Bash this year, starting on September 6th, including a D23 exclusive night on September 10th during the Expo. So if you want I'm sure, completely unique experience, go to Oogie Boogie Bash on September 10th. That should be interesting. You're going to try to do that one, Jeremiah?
Absolutely. I haven't done Oogie Boogie Bash since it's moved over, so I'm looking forward to it. But did they announce how much the price is? Is it $300 yet?
They did not announce the price. Go on sale. Not that I saw. Maybe Gio saw different. Tickets go on sale on June 28th for Magic Key holders, and then June 30th for everyone else. Mike, do you look forward to Oogie Boogie Bash? You a big fan?
Yeah, I went to the first year and enjoyed it quite a bit, but I missed last year's because I was on vacation. So I'm definitely looking forward to going to this year's. I like that Villains Grove.
I do like that they are giving Magic Key holders the opportunity to spend their money sooner than everyone else. That's very kind of Disney.
You can't renew, but you can buy a ticket.
Whoa. Are you breaking some news here, Jeremiah?
Sorry, you can't renew as of now, but you can buy a ticket.
But they don't expire until August, except for very strange situations.
Yeah.
Also at the Disneyland Resort.
Miss Marvel?
Darth Vader is coming back. Dude, someone did that much better on Star Wars.
Chris.
Who's the Boss? Yeah, Chris did. You want to talk about this one, Mike?
Yeah, so we don't know. I don't think we know exactly where in Tomorrowland he's going to be, but Darth Vader is going to be meeting with guests again in Tomorrowland. I want to say that you could still go and see him in the launch bay if you were the American Express card holder or whatever. I think they still had that meet and greet running.
They pulled out all the characters for the Disney Chase Visa. I want to say that Disneyland did send out a tweet the parks about where he's going to be, and it is going to be in the launch bay. I thought I saw that.
It is in launch bay?
I'm checking that right now.
Someone get on that while you're checking. This $179, is this the price of the D23 Oogie Boogie Bash?
That's the price of Oogie Boogie Bash, period.
Sorry.
No, Gio said that there was an email that he received as a D23 members with the price. So
that is a pretty penny.
That's the Christmas and Halloween at Disneyland is that price.
When they changed these from being special event to an after hours event, putting that after hours brand on it up the price along with it. Hopefully they're also keeping the capacity down so you can really get a lot done. But wow.
If you go through all those trick or treat queues, though, you can wind up with $179 worth of candy.
$179 dentist bill and tummy ache.
What's your favorite part of Oogie Boogie? When it's that time of year, when it's Oogie Boogie Bash time, Mike C, what do you go, I can't wait for?
Yeah, I was just really impressed with they changed the what's the trail called by Grizzly River?
Oh, the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail.
Redwood Creek Challenge Trail. They changed it to Villains Grove, which was really cool. The lighting and everything. Is this the event where they had that like villain stage show review kind of thing, or was that a different event? Whereas like kind of, the villains were out on stage and kind of doing like a... That was Villains Night, because I was there for that. Okay, so that was a totally different event. Okay. Yeah.
Do we know when Vader's returning? I'm sorry, I didn't give a date on that.
I want to say it was today he was showing up.
Okay.
I know I'm a lot of I want to say, but I saw something earlier on.
So he has returned, and he was in Launch Bay.
Ta-da!
Finding this on the interwebs. So
I'll be there on Friday. I think I'll go and check that out.
Are you gonna go with Lodico?
No, what?
Well, Lodico to meet people. Lodico needs to meet some characters.
I told you how uncomfortable those boots are, right? I will appear as Lodico anywhere where I don't have to walk.
Okay, that kind of limits it.
Carbonite Lodico.
Lodico has a max step count.
Well, hey, speaking of step counts, Lodico would want to stay at the Paradise Pier Hotel, because now they have a new entrance available to them. That one that's over by, well, not new, but kind of renewed. The one over by
back the bushes.
Paradise Pier, you can now just enter there. You don't have to go all the way through, downtown Disney and to the main gates. You can use that nice little entrance right there across the street down a nice little path. So I'm happy to see that perk return.
Yeah, you actually enter in Paradise Pixar Pier between Seaside Souvenirs and Corndog Castle, and all you need is your room key. I remember back in the day they actually had someone there. Well, I guess they will still have someone there because you have to give a ticket. You have to show it. But they said you'll need your room key, digital or physical. Is this true?
Mike Mack points out that if Lodico meets Vader, the universe will implode. I don't know, would Lodico actually interact with Vader, or would they merely kind of occupy a space somewhat near each other, but not actually be within the same universe?
Yeah,
so they wouldn't actually interact.
Multiverse.
It is true that in the timeline, Darth Vader died when Lodico was like 10 or 11 years old, I think. But Lodico was last on Batuu the night before the timeline broke. So I think that might be his last visit to the planet.
So now we know who to blame.
This excited me, Doobie, this headline that Laughing Place ran from the Orange County Register item, that perhaps those drones that were so mesmerizing, those types of shows that we saw over Disneyland Paris, perhaps they might make an appearance someday.
Wait, are you saying we're experimenting, we're exploring, but it's really hard to say, yeah, it's coming because so much of it is an experiment? To me, that sounds like like any time now.
Oh, really?
That is not a chance in DCA.
That is definitively by the end of this year, I'm pretty sure is what she said, based on that quote.
Can I be honest? My thought was, I wonder if they're trying to figure out some way to make it some sort of D23 moment. And and that was it. That was where my head went, was somebody was like, and I'm curious to see kind of the reality or whatever where this goes. But I got excited. I'm not gonna lie.
Why does Jeremiah Bond over there think that drones are not coming?
Because the main problem with drones is they can't fly over the public.
Yeah.
There is no place in Disneyland, unless they put them on the roofs of Fantasyland and lifted them, put them around the castle in the back, but only in that 20 by 20 space.
Who knows?
Okay. Why can't they fly over people? I mean, you give them a softer landing. Less breakage.
You haven't seen these. We're not the. You do realize that these aren't the same things that you see your neighbors flying at the park, right?
I thought it was like the ones we put in our house. That little helicopter we got at Walgreens. Just goes. It would land on Happy.
They're low.
I forgot about that. I forgot we used to fly the little helicopter around the house.
We had the big high roof because of the loft. We could fly way up there.
Yeah.
Crash into us. We survived.
Operated a little drone in our own little house.
Right. Guess not. So these are a little bigger than that?
Yeah, just a wee bit. A wee bit. If that landed on you, you wouldn't mind, but Gio agrees with you. We're all squishy. We'll protect them. Oh man, hey, more Disney parks news. I mean, more Disneyland West Coast news. Is that where you're going to be next?
Yeah, let's talk about Chris Evans, or Chris Evans, if I put it right. So did you happen to get the tweet that I sent you, Rebecca?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so Chris Evans did this little, wait, go back to the yeah. So first of all, I feel like Mike would look just like this if he struck this pose. He kind of fits that. He reminds me of Chris Evans a lot.
Is that going to be
me, Mike?
Yeah, you.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Mac.
Oh no, Mac. Mac does not have the Chris Evans build that Celestino has.
Yeah, right.
But he's here promoting Lightyear. Got a picture with Woody, Mickey, and Buzz Lightyear Mini. I've not seen Buzz Lightyear Mini before. Is that adorable?
It is.
Yes, it is.
And he took some heat. People thinking he was photoshopped in here. So Chris
Can't
Evans.
imagine why.
Chris Evans.
As I was saying to Rebecca before we came on, if you go back and look at the stuff for Fantastic Four when he was,
Exhibit A?
Like he's sitting there, that exact same pose. That is him.
Do you remember when there were these owling and there were all these bizarre positions that would be the thing that everything
planking and all that.
Yeah. And I feel like
planker, weren't you?
Yeah, I was huge.
So I feel like the Evans is going to be the new thing. You're going to have people just really stiff.
That is such. We can start that, Mike, when you go to the park on Friday. Get someone to take your picture and tweet it with hashtag.
Yeah, but I don't know
Evansing.
if I do that, people won't be able to tell the difference between me and Chris Evans.
That's a good point. That's a great point. Jeremiah, you do it next time you go to the park.
That's tomorrow. We'll be at Epcot.
We'll do some Evansing. So Chris, you took it on the tweet. Chris Evans said, "Works." No, wrong one. I promise I'm not photoshopped into these. I just have a very disciplined pose, and I don't know what to do with my hands.
Mac, is that before or after the flick?
Are these drones being used in this stream studio?
It's Doobie. Watch Doobie hit mute. Don't go away. See? It goes away.
Not me this time.
It's the fan on Doobie's computer.
Yeah, my computer fan has reached. Every computer fan at some point reaches a point where it buzzes. I don't know why. Mine has reached that point.
I have a story about this.
Okay, here we go.
So we have a stereo that we use in our home TV, sound system, home TV setup. You know what I'm talking about when you watch movies on a television.
I would
this
and
is be bad.
5 years ago, the fan started buzzing exactly like that in my home stereo. And I was like, oh man, I got to get a new stereo because this is going to ruin my enjoyment of all my favorite TV shows and movies.
You still have that stereo?
I still have the stereo. I unscrewed the whole thing. I took off the cover and I just ripped the fan out. I just took it out and I put it back together. It still works perfectly.
Breaking news: house fire in Burbank.
It never affected its performance at all.
I've got some body parts that sometimes make weird noises. Let's just rip them out. And they're making noise. They can't be useful.
Doobie is mining what's left of crypto.
Jeez. Yeah. Oh man, my Dogecoin is not doing well.
I found the redhead.
Is crypto dead? No, that's a topic for a different time.
We're not
Crypto, the Superman's dog.
Oh.
Good pull. You get props for that, Mike.
Very nice.
Oh, you had to watch that horrible trailer, I'm guessing.
There should be a crypto named Crypto. Was that a horrible trailer for the Superman? Yeah, the Super Pets movie.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen it though.
You're lucky.
All right. Next up, Disney Cruise Line. Now officially owned by Disney. They have taken ownership of it. Captain Marco, we love Captain Marco. We love all the captains, but Captain Marco has taken control of the Disney cruise, the Disney Wish.
You kept saying we own Disney Cruise Line. Now I was like, what are you saying?
Disney Wish. Sorry. Look, if I'm not at my best today, there's a good reason why. The Disney Wish, which set sail on July 14th, and it's on its way over a transatlantic journey. And this is just the most exciting thing in the world because it's a Disney cruise, and nothing's better than that.
July 20th, June 20th, it will be here. I will be out at the coast at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Are they having an event to bring it in like they did the Fantasy?
I've not heard, but it still doesn't mean I'm not going to be out there.
Oh, you got to be there.
We would be out there.
Yeah, no question we'd be out there.
If we were in Orlando, we would be out there. That was so much fun. Watching that ship roll in. Because I don't even think we thought there was going to be anything. We just went to see it arrive.
Oh yeah, there wasn't an event. We just went, and then there were just a bunch of cast members there. Yeah,
parked the cast members out for it.
Yeah,
it was so much fun.
With the big wave, the big hands, people wave, and it was great.
Our editor coming in to make sure that we all know that Jeremiah pointed out it was 4 a.m. in the morning.
Oh man!
Thank you, Kyle.
Our next topic is our most exciting topic of the show, and I gotta go. But Mac would be great for this, Mac. So if you're still around, get yourself back in here. And thanks, everybody. I got a doctor's appointment, so bye-bye.
Bye,
okay.
Honey.
Oh, I'm going to miss that buzzing noise.
I know.
So over at Universal, there is much excitement. Jeremiah, why don't you go ahead and introduce this?
Universal Orlando, to point this out. None of this is going out to California for the first time. Like we finally get something extra cool out here. The Universal Great Movie Escape Room is coming. I don't have the dates in front of me. This email was something that I sent off as quickly as possible, but you can choose either Back to the Future, the original, or Jurassic Park, the original, and it's escape room, and they're going to have animatronic dinosaurs in there chasing you. Christopher Lloyd is going to be there every day chasing you around with his weird hat. And it is coming soon to City Walk. There was no information on the price as far as I saw, but it is coming. I think it's going to be something very unique. Knowing Universal, and this isn't a complete slight against Universal, they will beat this dog to death before they decide to change it to a different film. So you'll have plenty of time to come out and do it. There wasn't a ton of details that I saw. It was just kind of a, hey, this is coming. We kind of had a hint that it was coming, but we'll see what it actually ends up being. I know that Mac and I will be out there for whatever we can do and right away. And then we're going to just have Mike on our phone so he can join in.
Well, it felt like a natural, when I saw this announcement, it felt like a natural progression from these legacy stores they've been, these tribute stores they've been doing. Because you go in those and they're so richly themed and everything. And then you just think kind of like, this almost feels a little bit like an escape room as far as like the design of it and the amount of space that's utilized for each little area, because typically there's like 3 or 4 rooms that you kind of make your way through in these tribute stores that they've been having over at Orlando. So very, very exciting. I'm sorry, but
they built a giant speaker from Doc Brown's house for the tribute store that I got to finally visit. I feel like that is just going to be relocated into the escape room, and you have to turn it up to 11 and not blow the amp.
Oh, that'd be fun. So, Mike, which of these would you pick? You're in Orlando, Back to the Future, Jurassic World. Which one are you trying to tackle first?
Well, I'm a bigger fan of Back to the Future, so that would probably be the one that I would want to do. But I would be curious to try out both of them because I like the concept of Jurassic Park also. But yeah, I'm super intrigued by the Back to the Future one and what they're going to do, and if it's going to like fit within the continuity of the movies or be kind of separate from it. Or big fan of escape rooms and these franchises. I actually have a great idea for an escape room based on an official property that's not owned by Disney or Universal. So I don't know. I have no way of getting that done or made, but
I'm pretty sure you know somebody that may be able to make that happen.
Yeah.
I think you worked for him for a few years.
Maybe someday I'll pitch it to him. I don't know if he has the contacts to make the licensing happen, but I would really like to see the Back to the Future one.
And Mike Mack wants to point out that if you are going to Central Florida for vacation and you're looking for a great escape room already, he's recommending the Bureau. So be sure and Google that for more information. Or Mike Mack, if there's a website you want to put down there, I think you can. I think you're an admin. Mike's getting a remote control vehicle so he can drive himself around. So that's what we're going to do. Make sure that Celestino can be part of the fun as the escape rooms make their way to Universal. Let's see. Next up, we're moving to another Orlando park. Jeremiah, were you the one who stopped by SeaWorld Orlando?
Yes. For the Electric Ocean, this has been an ongoing thing for a handful of years. It's a fun event. It's really just something new this year to bring guests into SeaWorld. They have a new show that is all about the animals, but mostly the nocturnal ones. That the video is on our YouTube channel. It's a really cute show. Of course, they have the bars, some specialty foods. The empanadas were very good. Great photo ops. Sadly, I wasn't able to see the fireworks, which is the Ignite 360. The video that I have seen of it's taken the fireworks they've done in the previous years and kind of stepping up one more level. But to me, it is a reason to stay after dark. If you've been to SeaWorld in the past year, you've been to SeaWorld, but you need to do. Icebreaker is a great coaster. They haven't announced the new coaster yet. That'll probably come later this summer. But the Electric Ocean dance party, fireworks, it's a fun place to go if you need something to do in the evenings. Not when it's 100 degrees like it was today out. Yes, I'm complaining about the heat, Doobie. I know you're not watching, but you're saying you can feel it in your bones.
Today's a more abbreviated show. If there's something in particular that you wanted me to bring up that we haven't talked about yet, let me know and I'll try and find some stuff to support it. Mike, Jeremiah, got anything in mind? Did I skip something?
Well, we could talk about Kennedy Space Center, but let's see if Mike has anything.
I haven't been to the parks in a bit, so I don't have a lot.
Okay. Oh, Miss Marvel. Did you guys talk about?
We talked about that last week because your tweets came over just as we were in the midst of the show, so we were able to talk about it. Well, why don't you share what it was like to get that information to us?
Well,
I feel like I sit different wearing this hat. Go ahead.
I definitely feel for Mike. He had to wait all day for Moon Knight. I just had to wait till school was out for Miss Marvel, but you can't see, but I am like peeling all over the place because I flew out in the morning, went straight to DCA, sat there for 6 hours, and then as my friends who I hadn't seen in years come out, I'm talking to them for 2 seconds, like, isn't that Miss Marvel? So I just take off running. And if you haven't seen the show, Miss Marvel is Pakistani or Pakistani descent. What they did for the photo op, which I'm surprised they didn't post on the Parks blog yet, they had Pakistani cast members out with Miss Marvel originally taking pictures. And then they kind of said, okay, go explore. Miss Marvel, this was her first time on the campus. So she was just kind of exploring around, looking at everything. I didn't get a chance to talk to her much. Then as like her second or third set came out, she was just kind of in one spot for long enough. So I got to talk to her. We did the impossible and talked about Bruno for a little bit. And then we talked about her costume with the gauntlet and everything. Great character. The photo that Disney Parks put out did not do her justice, because if you looked at that photo, she looked about 80. She's definitely not 80.
It was not a particularly flattering
Yes.
photo as far as the age would have been concerned. It did kind of age her a bit based upon the comparison from some of the other photos I had seen. Was this something that you? I have yet to see Ms. Marvel, so I can't speak to this. Is this a dynamic? That's an interesting decision.
I don't think it's not something they could have done with Moon Knight, where they had her in her Miss Marvel cosplay and then her actual Miss Marvel costume. Yeah. And that was one of the things when I approached her, I completely understand how Mike has this problem going up to characters on their first day and like, what can I talk about? So when I walked up to her, I just act like she was already an established superhero, and that's kind of how she played it. So she was in full costume, which her costume looks amazing. She's walking around in red Converse, so she probably has the most comfortable shoes out of any of the characters on Avengers Campus. But she was lots of fun, and sadly, it sounds like they're only going to keep her for a limited amount of time.
Okay.
I know America Chavez is going to stick around probably longer because she's in the Doctor Strange show. But it was also interesting to see there were diehards that were there for her first set that knew, because the Parks blog sent out the tweet earlier. But later in the day, she was kind of standing there, had like one person come up, and then maybe somebody with an expensive camera actually taking, photos for a website. But much like America, she isn't Captain America. She isn't Captain Marvel, where everybody knows her. She is a unique one-time so far character. So it was interesting to see how that is such a big difference between her and Black Widow, who everybody knows.
With America Chavez, her costume is so like dressed down that I've seen people not even realize that she's like a character,
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw the tweet that she was coming on stage as Spider-Man was coming off stage, and they actually got them. I videoed them interacting, talking about their costumes and their powers, and everybody kind of went, "Who is that?" And it's like, it's America Chavez. But it is very interesting. When I saw her the first time during Celebration, she was just walking through the campus and nobody was acknowledging her because she looks like just a normal guest walking through wearing the jacket that they sell.
Yep. Let's see. I was just going to mention that be sure to stop by Laughing Place because we've got some footage from the nighttime spectacular momentous over at Hong Kong Disneyland. The managing director over there has been kind of offering a little sneak peek of it on the Instagram. So we highlighted that. We also highlighted how Imagineering is once again doing the Make-A-Wish fulfillment. So they're able to bring young people back into Imagineering and do those wish fulfillments. And if you've ever wondered what those enormous birdhouse structures are throughout Epcot, Trisha Kennedy has written that up on Laughing Place as well. So we will have those links below along with the other topics that we've been discussing today. Yes, Mr. Jeremiah, what else were you going to mention?
Mac just brought up one that happened in the past few days. I don't think this was before that. They announced the new house for, is it both coasts that's getting the Halloween house, or is it just Florida? I didn't see the information if California is getting it, but for Halloween Horror Nights, they're doing something strange. They're bringing back the Halloween house, which I'm really hoping is the new Halloween, because in the past few years, they've done Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 3. I think we were waiting for the Halloween 4 house, but then the reboot of Halloween started. So hopefully this will be the new house that is a Halloween Horror Nights house based on the Halloween movie, if that's not confusing enough.
Ooh, thunderstorms. Thunder's beginning to roll in here. I can hear it upstairs.
Mike, I think you're the only person without any thunder in your area right now.
Yeah, it's sunny out.
Yeah, because I am on the road. For those of you tuning in, this is not obviously my normal location. Normally, I am in Northern California, not in Davy Jones' locker. So I am in central. I'm in the Ohio area for Dayton, Disneyana, if you haven't had a chance to check out one of these Disneyana shows, do yourself a favor. Look, see if there's one happening locally. This was Dayton Disneyana. It was an event held this weekend. They raise funds to help with making sure that kids whose nutritional needs are typically met during the school week, they help bridge that weekend period with food supplies. So that's what the ticket sales and auctions went towards. This is Anita, one of the the main founder of Dayton Disneyana. Tom Nabby was on hand. It actually happened to be his birthday. He was originally hired by Walt. He was the Tom Sawyer over there at Disneyland. So he has a lot of great old stories. Yes, sir?
Why do they have the Tom and Huck poster behind him?
I know, they're having some fun. He did a presentation. I didn't get to see it. So I'm assuming that's from his presentation on the Tom Sawyer story. Jim Hill was on hand telling stories. Jim and I talked a little bit about light magic. We talked about Main Street Electrical Parade a little bit. It was a lot of fun to share those tales. But I mean, the presentations and the collectibles, every Disneyana show has those. But what makes this area really special are the people that come. That's just a lot of fun. There's costumes. There's a lot of old friends, new friends. It's really just a wonderful weekend. It happens each June, typically just the one right before Father's Day weekend. They have pin games out in the lobby for the kids. They've got trading. They've got auctions. There's a museum nearby, an Air Force. I want to say it's an Air Force museum. And you can learn more about the Disney company's connection with the insignias and all that. They've got that on hand. And I believe George Lucas also visited this museum and did some studies there as he was preparing his Star Wars material. So, there was some inspiration there. So it's got this neat history within the Disney company, the facility here. So once again, DaytonDisneyana.org. That's what brought me to Dayton, Ohio. I hope maybe it will bring you here next year. This year's already gone. Next year, start planning now, the weekend before Father's Day. Typically,
Rebecca,
check the website. Yes, sir.
What could you have purchased at this Dayton, Ohio event?
Oh, I wonder, what did Rebecca purchase? Well, let's see, Mr. Jeremiah. I actually got a Dino Jack hat. So there you go. Do you remember the Dino Jack Sunglass Shack, Mike Celestino?
Say it again, sorry.
Do you remember the Dino Jack Sunglass Shack?
It was probably green when you saw it.
I think you've shown me pictures of it, but I don't know if I've seen it in person. When would it have gone away?
09, 010. Like, it was there until they started the remodel. It's pretty much right where the Oakley sunglass.
Yeah. I vaguely recall it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to pick up that hat as a reminder of DCA 1.0. So lots of fun happening over here in Ohio. Let's see, what did he say?
He said she didn't buy
sorry,
a jack.
No, sorry. I actually did get the hat. There you go.
So are you going to stick around and hang out with me next week, the week after that? Are you going to stick around in Ohio? Because I'm going to go visit Ohio while I'm out there for a D23 event.
Oh, you're coming to Ohio for D23? What you going to see?
Well, no, I'm going. The Detroit, the Ford Museum is hosting the costumes traveling exhibit that they had up in Seattle, Washington, and at the 2019 D23 exhibit, or 2019 D23 Expo, and it's opening at the Ford Museum in Dearborn. But I'm arriving a day early to fulfill one of my bucket list items and go to Cedar Point.
Oh, very nice. I'm looking forward to hearing about those adventures. Mike Celestino, you got any adventures happening? I know we're going to be talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi later this week.
I'll be at Disneyland on Friday for the 50th anniversary of the Main Street Electrical Parade.
Very cool. I can't believe it's 50, but that's cool. And I guess today's the anniversary of Hercules, the film. So it reminded me that was one of the parades that I really enjoyed back in the day, back at Disneyland. That was a really fun parade. So I'm gonna have to go find my pictures of that. But I guess that's it for us this week. Be sure to check out, we'll put the links below of all the stories that we covered today. I'm going to be back tomorrow afternoon with Becca. We're going to be talking about Disney merchandise, lots of fun sparklies and various other sundry things from the Disney company. So be sure to check that out. As always, follow us on Twitter. We're Laughing Place. We always do our best to keep you informed about the goings on within the Disney company, whether it's Star Wars, Marvel, Disney parks, and beyond. So let's see. Yes, sir. Yeah, right. Thanks, Jeremiah, for your time. Thanks, Mike Celestino, for your time. Mac, appreciated you dropping by. And Doobie, I will see you in a few days when I get home. So bye for now, everyone.